Back live here on Inside the Bunker with Tom Cooper, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra and Burzine Wagmar. The importance of the Strait of Hormuz. As of now, the Iranians are saying they're not closing the Strait of Hormuz, but they are not allowing any traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Any oil tanker attempting to enter or any oil tanker attempting to exit is being attacked, be it an Omani tanker or an Emirati one. This is all, there is a huge traffic jam on this side and on this side of the Strait of Hormuz. The import, strategic import of it from Burzine Wagmar, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, and the tactical reason why this is becoming a huge pain point for the world, for the, not just the region, but the entire world, with Tom Cooper here. But first, Burzine, yes, thank you for your patience. Strait of Hormuz.
Never mind the Strait of Hormuz. Let's go to the other side, the Minab school, which is located where your map is, Anand. If you could just turn back near Hormuz Island and Hormuzgan province, where the red line is on your map. That's where the town of Minab is, opposite Oman's Musandam Peninsula. And the school in question that was hit was, again, you could call it friendly fire, as Persian networks are putting it now. It was an IRGC missile that hit the school, so that needs to be clarified. It was not a coalition force missile. That needs to be amplified and pointed out, and I'm clarifying it here and now. And the school in question was cheek by jowl with an IRGC complex of ballistics and munitions depot and the rest of it, which is so typical in the Middle East with Hamas and others, that they have these civilians embedded within the same region or the location of how they operate from. That is typical modus operandi.
Burzine, let's zoom in it. Zoom in on Minab, yeah.
The town of Minab is right there in Hormuzgan province, and opposite. And Arun, your left finger is there near. Arun, your left finger was. And your left finger was near Oman's Musandam Peninsula on the opposite side.
Yes.
So that's it. Right. Correct. So
that's
where it was.
Just a second.
Khasab, Sur, Buraimi, those parts are Oman, and that's Oman. And Arun, just on your left. Is that large bit is Keshem Island, which is the Iranian oil terminal area.
This one, the Keshem Island, this is where it is. Keshem is here.
That is very important, and coalition forces can keep that in mind, because if you remember, Anand, during the war last year, in April, never mind the 12-day war, Biden did prevail upon Jerusalem not to bomb Iranian oil facilities, and he had Keshem in mind. President Biden, and Iran and Israel did not, if you remember that.
Correct.
That was the first round in April, as such.
Let's just stay with this part, because there is another interesting area that is Kish. Tom, would you want to come and explain the lay of the land to our viewers? Why the Strait of Hormuz, that is peppered with these small islands, becomes strategically very, very important, viewers, even from a kinetic, tactical point of view, not just trade. Yes, Tom.
Okay, I said again, we have the inboard line. Gulf running like this, and then past Kish Island. These are Thumb Islands. Yes, these are here.
Okay.
And the outboard goes like this. So now the point is that this inboard line is passing through Iranian territorial waters. This means that Iranians have the right to stop and search, or at least check the reasons why is the ship passing by. Every ship, no matter what, including the US Navy warships. Besides, this is also close to Iran, to Iranian coast, that they ships passing by from the coast, not to talk about their own vessels. Nowadays, we are going to see less of their traffic. They are monitoring what is going on from Keshem and from Kish. Kish also has an air base. Furthermore, I have to zoom in now, just a second. These two islands here, these are Greater and Lesser Thumb. They are disputed. Their ownership is disputed between Iran and the United Arab Emirates ever since the British have left in 1971. Here, the IRGC has anti-ship bases and also surface-to-air missiles. Probably these were some of the first targets that the Americans have hit
Right.
at 48
To,
hours,
to
hours
try
ago.
to try and save all the
keep-
ships
yes,
here,
to keep the
also
shipping lines safe, yeah.
See, keep the shipping lines safe. You see how narrow this is, this entire Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, and that's the Iranian side. That's deeper. This is deeper. This side is deeper. The inbound
Yeah.
side is deeper. The outbound area, this, and that's why they still have to stick closer to the Iranian side than this one.
It's more, I said, 25 to 50 meters on this side, 25 meters or less south of here.
Right. Now, as you explain it here, that camera stays with you. Now, we are also showing here the traffic that's building up on both sides. Now, this is the Strait of Hormuz, so they've got to pass here. But if you look at Bandar Abbas, if you look at the ports here around Ras Al Khaimah, and more importantly, before they enter in the Arabian Sea. So this pileup is going to increase because the Iranians say they haven't closed the Strait of Hormuz, but they have. They blew up an Emirati tanker. They blew up an Omani tanker.
Control problem. Iranians have a command and control problem. Why?
Command.
The Israelis are striking their commanders. The Americans are striking their command nodes. They are having a command and control problem. Their troops in the field, deployed in the field, they have their orders, which might be days old. In the case of this, do that. In the case of that, do this. So correspondingly, if they are out of touch with their command, or that if they can't reach their commanders, they are doing what they've been told 5 or 6 days ago.
Right.
And this is when then happens that they are threatening the international shipping or even striking tankers because they do not know what is going on. They are cut off. They are in the field. They are outside in the wilderness, and they do not know what is going on. They do not have the TV. They do not have the internet because this would reveal their position. They have to hide all the time. They are afraid because they see the U.S. and Israeli aircraft flying above them. So therefore, they're trying to survive. That is first point. And the second point is to do something under apostrophes, whatever this something is.
Right. Yes, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, Group Captain MJ Vinod, this is why we like you in the studio more, but because we forget sometimes that you're there with us. Yes, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra.
Very informative discussion. Just to add to it, because there is a feeling that why not blockade? After all, the passage is very narrow, and in fact, at the narrowest point, it is just 3 kilometers wide for ships to pass through.
Yes. Right.
But the real reason why...
This year.
Yeah, this is the narrowest one.
Yeah,
No? This
the
one,
real reason why Iranians have not decided on blockade is very intelligent, very clever, very practical. Because they don't have enough ships. They do not want even their small boats to be engaged in this exercise while they are needed elsewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the threat of action is enough. It acts
Is
as
a
a
deterrent.
blockade.
It's a deterrent in its own. Yes,
They
Tom.
know since 1988, when the US Navy ran the Operation Praying Mantis and sunk several warships of the Iranian fleet, they cannot survive not even in these narrow waters without air support. And they are not going to have air support because of American air superiority.
Right. So I'm just going to quickly, Group Captain MJ Vinod and Burzeen, please weigh in. This is the narrowest point. This difference is just about 3 kilometers. There are also these small ships, the mini subs that are under this, which can perhaps try and do something from below the sea and damage these tankers. There is a base here. These are contested areas. There is a base here. This is Kish.
here as well.
There is Kish. There are SAMs and missile systems placed there. And of course, this is Keshem. Now, in Keshem again, these regions, they are very, very close to this entire merchant route, and the Iranians are watching very, very carefully. Nearly 40% of the world's energy, etc., moves through this narrow strait before it ends towards South Asia. The Chinese will be watching, the Russians will be watching, and of course, you've also been very patiently watching for a while, Vinod. So please go ahead. Thank you for your patience.
I'm just taking a leaf from what Tom was talking about. And I remember sending this to you yesterday. 3 bases that is going to be, a big issue for shipping lines of communication getting disrupted. One I put behind me, the Tum and the greater Tum and the smaller Tum both has runways. And both has military capable runways. Another one which I sent it to you on your WhatsApp Anand, is a place called Siri. Siri
yeah.
is nearly
Siri is
100
right
kilometers.
here. Siri is right here.
Right
Siri.
there.
Yeah.
100 kilometers from Dubai, and that is where
Yeah.
I think the smaller drones have come attacking Dubai. So Siri, what really beats me, Anand, is you and I on the map are able to analyze
Right.
with a little, and Tom, what UAE commanders and others couldn't do is my question mark. If they had done it, they would have done something about it, isn't it? So they didn't do anything about it. Is what really it beats me absolutely.
See,
Where is the logic to protect
there
yourself
is real
when you see
intelligence,
such
there
a
is
thing as-
artificial intelligence, and there is real stupidity.
Yeah.
They have all the three systems. That is the THAAD system, PAC-3 system, and also they have got something from Russia, the Panjshir system, and the integrated command and control network. This is UAE I'm talking about. All that seems to have completely fallen on its face. So there is someone's head needs to roll, and they need to go back to the drawing board, looking at what they will do in the future, Anand.
Right. Now, Tom, there is news just coming through. So we're going to move from the Strait of Hormuz. And